to my kitchen. So for today, I'm going to be showing you how to make sourdough bread. There's only a few things that you need to get started, and that is a food scale, because everything is measured out in grams. Then you are going to need 375 grams of warm water. You are going to need 500 grams of bread flour, 100 grams of sourdough starter, and 11 grams of salt. All right? So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put your bowl on the scale. After you do that, you're going to want to zero it out. All right? Secondly, you are going to want to pour in 100 grams of your active sourdough starter. All right. Okay. After that, you're going to want to zero your scale out again, and you're going to want to pour in 375 grams of warm water. All right, there we go. After that, you're going to want to zero your scale out again, and you have to come over here and get my bread flour, and you're going to want to put 500 grams. So let's get that measured before we do that. Before we put in the flour, we're going to want to mix our water and our sourdough starter together. And if there's a little bit of clumpiness in it, like little things floating, the dough floating on top, that's fine. That's not a problem. Okay. After we're done with that, we are going to want to make sure that our scale is zeroed out. Then we are going to proceed to put in 500 grams of bread flour. Then we're going to want to zero the scale out one more time, and we're going to want to put in 11 grams of salt. Perfect. All right, after that, let's remove the scale and put that aside, and then we're going to mix. We're going to mix until the dough is looks scraggly, but that the flour is all mixed in. You see no dry flour. You want it to look sticky and scraggly looking. It doesn't need to look beautiful and perfect, okay? Okay. All right. Now that that is mixed, that is perfect. Get some of this dough off in there. I don't want to leave any of this behind. Now I make sourdough bread about once a week. It only lasts a couple days after I'm finished with it. All right, we're going to put that right there. So what you're going to be left with is this consistency of the dough. You see how scraggly and sticky it is? So what we're going to do is we're just going to leave that sitting here on the counter. All right? And we're just going to throw a cloth over it, because what we're going to do is every 30 minutes, okay, we are going to do stretch and folds. We are going to stretch and fold the dough. Again, we're going to do that every 30 minutes, 4 times. Okay? All right. So now we are going to do stretch and folds. We're going to stretch the dough. We're going to stretch it as much as we can. Stretch. And we're going to fold. And the dough is going to be a little sticky. We're going to turn it around and we're going to do this 4 times on each side of the dough. Okay. You want to stretch that dough. You want to stretch it. You don't want to break it, but you want to stretch it. And then fold it. Last corner. And stretch it. Stretch it out. And fold. That was the first of 4 stretch and folds. So we will cover it back up while it rests on the counter for another 30 minutes, and then we'll come back and do the second round of stretch and folds. All right, we're back with the second round of stretch and folds. Okay, so we're just going to do what we did the first time, is we are going to grab the dough and stretch it and fold over. And we're going to go around the bowl. So it'll be 4 times. Stretch the dough and fold it. Stretch. You see that the dough, look at that resistance. That's what you want. All right. And fold one more time. And this dough is going to get stronger and stronger each stretch and fold. Look at that. Oh, it doesn't want to stretch. It's holding back. All right, here we go. Okay, that was the second stretch and fold. We will cover it back up and leave it there for 30 minutes covered. And we'll be back. All right, we are on stretch and fold number 3. All right, let's stretch this dough. Look at it, it's getting stronger. It's getting stronger each time. This is what we like to see right there. Oh, so resisting. Yes, that's what it's supposed to be doing. Go around the bowl 4 times as always. I'm trying to get this dough strong. Look at that. What it's supposed to be doing. All right, that's the third stretch and fold. We'll come back in 30 minutes for the 4th and final stretch and fold. All right, we are back with our 4th and final stretch and fold. Just do as you did the last 3 times. You're gonna grab it by the side, pull, just pull and fold. And fold over. Look how strong that dough has gotten. One more. Here we go. Look at that. All right. Okay, that's it for the stretch and folds. Now, we are going to cover this back up, and your dough will need to bulk ferment 8 to 10 hours, depending on the temperature in your house. If it's a little warmer in your house, it won't take as long, but if it's cooler, then it will take a little longer. You should want it about 75% of its size before we begin the proofing process. So we're going to let this sit here and we're going to let this bulk. All right, I'd say typically 8 to 10 hours, but it could be around 6. All right, now we are back. Our dough has rested about 8 to 10 hours. So now we are going to want to shape it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to sprinkle a little flour on our surface. and you may need extra. So just keep a little bit to the side. And you can see it has, you know, doubled. Mine has doubled in size. We are going to look at that. How beautiful that is. Try to coax it out of its bowl, out of its little home. Here's some, just scrape it off the bowl if you need. Definitely don't want to leave any of that yummy goodness in here. Okay, that to the side. I already got some air pockets. You can kind of pull those apart if needed. All right. Got some bubbles. You see them? And just pull them apart so you don't have huge openings on the inside of your bread. Okay. All right. So we're going to want to shape this into like a little ball. So you're going to push and pull. Push and pull. And just keep doing that until your dough forms a ball. Look at that. Look how nicely that's coming along. Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. I see some air pockets, so I'm gonna kind of make sure to get rid of some of those because I don't want too big pockets, air pockets. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is you're going to get yourself a bowl, basket, and you're going to lightly coat it with some flour. Okay. You're going to scoop it up and turn it upside down in its bowl. Okay. All right, so now we're going to cover and put it in the fridge for a minimum of 1 hour, but you can leave this in there up to 48 hours if you get busy and you don't have time to bake it. So I'm going to put it in the fridge for about an hour, and when we come back, we will start the baking process. All right, now my dough has been in the fridge for an hour. I'm going to remove it, and I am going to get it ready for the oven. Now, you do want to preheat your oven to 525 for about 20 minutes. And while it's preheating, you're going to want to put your Dutch oven in there to preheat with the oven. So be careful when it's time to take it out because it will be hot, so make sure you use your mittens. So now let's get ready to score the top of this bread, or this dough. It's not quite bread yet, huh? Okay. I'll flip it out of its little home. Look how pretty that is. Okay. Get a little flour on the top of it. And we're just going to do a simple score. Nothing fancy, just something simple. So you want to take your blade, and I'm just going to make an X across. So we're just going to, there we go. Make sure you cut into it so that it's got room to breathe. Just a simple X. There we go, nice. All right, so I'm gonna take the lid off, and this is hot. Okay. Put my little mittens back on. All right, I'm going to take the dough, and we're gonna transfer it over here. I'm gonna put the lid on. And we're gonna turn the heat down to 450, and we're gonna cook it for 30 minutes. All right, got the timer set. Okay. The bread has been baking for 30 minutes, so now you're going to need to lower your temp to 400, and you're going to want to take the top off of the Dutch oven. All right, so we're going to cook it another 15 to 20 minutes without the top on. Don't forget to use your little mittens. Show you how beautiful that is right now. Well, as you can see. All right, so again, we're gonna lower the temp down to 400, and we're gonna bake it uncovered for another 15 to 20 minutes. All right, guys, it is time to take the bread out of the oven. Here it is. Look how beautiful that is. Let's take it out of here so that you can see it better. Okay, we're gonna put this back over here and let this cool down. All right. Okay. Look how beautiful this bread turned out. Let's do the crunch test. Okay. Oh. Amazing. Love it. All right, we are gonna let this bread sit for about 30 minutes to an hour. Give it time to cool, and then we're gonna cut into it. All right, so the bread has been sitting for about an hour. Now let's cut into this so we can see what it looks like inside. I haven't cut it all the way through yet. And voila, look at that. How beautiful is that? Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Well, thank you for coming along with this journey of making a sourdough loaf. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my page. I'd greatly appreciate it. I will see you guys next time.